Hi, welcome to our Breathe meditation class. I am Sarah, coming in from Urban Om Yoga Studio, and I hope you enjoyed today's class. There's not much that you need for it, but I will say to anything that makes you feel comfortable. So if you'd like to sit on a chair, if you'd like to sit on the floor, or if you want to lean against a wall, just as long as you feel that you can sit comfortable, it doesn't have to be cross-legged either. But once you do come to find your seat, whether it is a chair against the wall or on the floor, cross-legged or otherwise, see if you can start taking a few moments to just shift your weight forward and back. So the forward and back shifting is going to help you start to just get a little bit more comfortable in your seat. I would also suggest maybe a side-to-side shuffle and shift just to get, again, a really nice seated position where all angles, forward, back, side to side on our sitting bones feel like they are touching the ground and that you can sit more upright and more comfortable from there. My next thing is to come up the body. So we're looking at this good seated position, but then as we come up to shoulders, we're working the shoulders back a couple of times, rolling them back, forward and back, up and backward. And then we'll go up and forward. So we're reversing the shoulder circle, giving ourselves a little bit of time to just lubricate the fronts and the tops of these shoulder heads. Good, and then take a side stretch. So I'll mirror you. You can take your left hand down to the floor, right arm lifts up high, and we're gonna take that stretch over towards the left side. Really stretch through those fingertips. See if you can bring, most of the time the arm will be forward. See if you can take the arm slightly back. So we're bringing that right shoulder back and that left shoulder forward to create more space and openness through the upper respiratory tract and upper shoulders and upper body. And then let's take it to the other side. As the right hand comes down, the left arm lifts up high, sweeping it up and over, taking it really stretched towards the right. Elongate and pull through those fingertips. And then we can work through the shoulders. So again, most of the time with posture, we tend to close off. So is there a possibility for that bottom shoulder to come forward and the top shoulder to move back slightly? And then there's a more open space happening here at the rib cage. Keep breathing and stretching in opposition. See if you can get the hip to stay down while you're stretching away from it, and then come out of it, taking some time here to rest your hands onto your lap. So hands to lap or knees, whatever position you've got and whatever's comfortable. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can show, or I can show you what the spine is gonna start looking like. So we're working through seated cat-cows. The sitting position, the first one, is to draw the tail under, push the chest in, and the shoulders kind of round forward here. And so we're really trying to arch our back, working through this seated cat position. And then we're gonna push the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you, keeping the breastbone forward, keeping the head and the neck lifted, and we're opening up into seated cow. This is a good place to breathe in, and then exhale round to breathe out. So we haven't talked about breath just yet. So however you can start working through movement and maybe adding in the breath. But ultimately what we're trying to do here is just open up the upper body so that we can breathe longer, slower, deeper breaths. So now that we've had a few moments to really work through the upper body, shoulders, and into the head, neck, and spine, we're gonna work through a seated, regular, flat back position, keeping our head stacked over shoulders, shoulders stacked over tail, as much as possible, as much as you can, lifting up and staying lifted here. So again, if that doesn't feel good, you can always take a seat against a wall. A wall is a really good opportunity to take that really good posture and take that pressure out of the core, take that pressure out of trying to sit upright. So once more, we're gonna take that time to find comfort. We're gonna see if we need to shift a bit, shoulders back, lean into something, or sit upright. It's always good to check in every once in a while to see what is comfortable and how can you make it a little bit more comfortable. Because for a seated meditation or a breath practice, comfort is key. So after you've found comfort in your seat, we're gonna work through now our breath. So we're coming into a alternate nostril breath practice where we're opening up the palms of our hand and we're closing off the 3 middle fingers. Baby finger and thumb is left, open, and we're gonna take the baby finger over to the left nostril and keep the right side open so we can take a deep breath in gently through the nostrils. Imagine you're trying to smell a flower with just one nose. And exhale out through the nostrils. Imagine you're trying to fog up a mirror with your nose, your nostrils, as you breathe out through the nose. Good, 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the right side. Final one, inhale through the right. Exhale out through the right. Good. So it won't be a direct mirror to you, but as you open up and as you work through your fingertips and your nostrils, you'll start to see what opposite works for you. So I'm going to close off my thumb now over to this right side, keeping the left nostril open. Inhaling through the nostril as you breathe up like you're trying to smell flowers through this one nose, one nostril. And exhale, letting go, releasing it and allowing it to come out through the nose. And again, inhale through the nose. Out, exhale through the nose. Final practice, inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Good, bringing those hands down again and just taking a moment to breathe through both nostrils. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Good, it's a great opportunity. There's a traditional story behind alternate nostril breathing, which we get into in other classes. But for now, it's a really nice way to start cleansing the nasal passage, the oral cavity, and just getting any dust particles, any mucus buildup to start pushing out through that vibrational breath. It helps clear the passages now for the next breathing, which is where we're going to think about a mountain or a hill. And the inhale is the upward slope of the mountain, and then you'll pause at the very top, holding that breath in. And then exhale as you move out and downwards off that downward slope, exhaling all of your breath and pausing at the bottom where your lungs and your nostrils are empty. So let's try that together. We're gonna go and inhale, so imagining the breath as it moves through that upward slope, pausing at the top, and then exhale as you breathe out, coming all the way down that downward slope, and pausing as you get to the bottom. 2 more times, seeing if we can connect these upward and downward slopes. Inhaling through the top, all the way at the very top of that inhale, pausing, and then exhale all the way to the bottom of that exhale when all that breath is empty, and pausing. And shifting straight to that next cycle as we inhale to the top and pause at the top. And then exhale as we come down that downward slope, again, emptying all of our lungs from that oxygen breath, and we're gonna breathe out through the bottom, exhaling and pausing at the bottom of that exhale. Good, returning back to a normal, natural breath now, a little bit more natural, a little bit more spontaneous, no controlling those inhales and those exhales. Placing your hands back down onto your lap. Again, finding that really long, tall spine or sitting up against something that helps to elongate our spine. Eyes can be opened or closed, but just take a few moments here as you just watch and notice your breath, watching the gentle inhales through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Sometimes it's nice to close your eyes as you reduce one stimuli for your nervous system. All of your senses come in through the brain. So we're closing off the eyes so the eyes are not really seeing anything and there's not really a lot of information coming in visually. But we can listen and we can hear for the sounds around us. Continuing to stay focused and present at the nostrils as the breath moves in and out through the nose. Noticing if there was any clenching of the shoulders, if we can drop them down and back again. And just keep it soft and easy, perhaps noticing the chest as it rises and falls. And noticing if the belly starts to rise and fall. So this longer, slower, deeper breath. Taking a few moments now to bring attention back into the room. We can start to blink our eyes open if they were closed, just filtering the light back in. And if you'd like, stretch the arms up overhead, one long stretch, and exhale down, hands come to the center of your chest. Take a few moments as you close your practice, giving thanks for making it to your mat, because sometimes that's the hardest thing, and getting on with the rest of your day, coming in from a place that's perhaps a little bit quieter and a little bit more focused. Thank you for joining me for class today. So come again, take this class again, find out other classes that you like that we're offering on our demand channel. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. Let us know what you're looking for.